I wanted to touch tonight on excuses because for someone that's been in the social media game for as long as I have, and I obviously know the importance of video. I preach it to my clients. I've been preaching it to my clients for 3 years. But when it comes to my own business, I had all these excuses why I wouldn't get in front of the camera. I was too busy. I'm doing videos for my clients. I had all these excuses that were keeping me from doing what I knew I needed to do for my own business. But yet I had no problem telling clients that they needed to make it a priority. I know it pretty much sucks to be running your business that way, but that is what I was doing. And I think it was this past February, I was in a workshop with Dennis Yu, who is the master at the 1 minute video. He knows it inside out. He has tons of trainings on it. I use a lot of his stuff because it has just been so impactful for me. But he actually called me out. It was the second workshop that I had done with him. And his whole process for doing ads and testing content and everything is based around this 1 minute video. And he has like 9 of them that you do. It's this whole process and everything. But I knew that. That's what I used for all my clients. And I was leaving the workshop. And again, it's the second time I've attended his workshop. And he pulls me aside right before we leave. And, here I'm participating. I'm getting everything I can for the workshop. And I am, taking everything in, and I'm like, okay, as I'm sitting there in this 2-day workshop, I'm thinking to myself, Melanie, you have got to make this a priority. You can't, for myself, I can't skip step 1 and then expect to do steps 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and think that they're not important. Step 1 is important for a reason. That's why it's step 1. It's the stuff that you need to be doing first. So I was already pretty much convicted that I needed to start doing video. I needed to make video a priority for my own business. Even though at the time I had no idea how I was going to, make it work or throw it in my busy schedule or what the heck I was going to jump on camera about. Second, I hadn't done a ton of video, so I was like, great, I'm going to look like an idiot on here. And I sure as heck hadn't done too many lives. I think I've gone live twice before I started this challenge, and that was it because it's terrifying. But here's the thing in a minute. But so Dennis told me something really important when he pulled me aside before I left from that class. And I thought it was going to be, I thought he was just going to say goodbye and thanks for coming and everything. But he looks at me and he goes, Melanie, he goes, all 1-minute videos. So for the whole 2 days, like he knew, he watches my stuff. Like he knows I wasn't doing any video. He knows I wasn't making it a priority. Here I pay this money to get, training from the best. And then I just skip step 1. And how often do we do that? So in my own mind of where I was in at the time, I had externally, I'm busy. I had a lot of stuff, obviously, I'm doing for clients. I'm editing client videos. I'm coming up with ideas for clients to do videos. And isn't it always interesting when we can always look at someone else's business or someone else's issue or relationship or whatever, and we can see like all this stuff, but then when we turn around and look at our own stuff, we're like lost. Like, I don't know what to talk about. I can get up there and do a presentation on, social media or getting engagement or whatever, but like when it comes to do my own videos, I'm like, I don't know what to talk about. So, what was also happening from the external is like on my page, like because I hadn't been investing in video on my own social channels, I have like crickets. I have fans and stuff, but they're not getting there's nothing for the algorithm to show them. So I'm losing engagement, basically shooting myself in the foot by not doing it. Internally, I'm frustrated, okay, because I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to make this work. And basically what I was doing was what I call spinning myself in a circle of my own excuses. So there comes a point where you just have to come to Jesus with yourself, and that's pretty much what I had. Listen, if I want to start making an impact and building a brand around me, not just my business, but around Melanie and my knowledge and my skill set and things that I'm good at, and start sharing that, I'm going to have to get on video. It's just going to have to happen. So I took a look at my schedule and my client work and everything. I was like, how am I going to make this happen? So initially I tried what most people do is I'm like, okay, I'm going to shoot a video every day and then I'll just upload it, or I'll shoot a video 3 times a week. I'll shoot a video on Monday and then I'll shoot a video on Wednesday. I'll shoot a video on Friday. Let me just tell you, for me at least, that did not work at all. I think I made the first one and then, stuff happens. Client calls, you get behind. Facebook decides to shut down and you can't get into your ad accounts all day. And then, there's all these things that can happen. But what happened with me is it just ended up not being a priority. So after a couple weeks of that and not having, not getting it done what I said I was going to do, then the next thing is I looked at my schedule and I'm like, okay, how am I going to make this work? How am I going to be able to produce content and make these videos and get them out to people? And what ended up working for me was what I call batch processing. So there's a couple of steps that go to this. The first thing that is key is you need to have some place, whether that's on your phone. I use Memo on my phone. You could use a Google Sheet. You can use a Trello board. But you could use a sticky note for all that matters. You need to have an ongoing list of things that pop into your head during your everyday life or during your work that you're like, hey, this would be a great idea for a video. So I literally will jot that stuff down. Whenever I have it, I'll jot it down in my calendar or whatever piece of paper I have, or put it in my phone, and then I will move it to a Trello. I have a board in Trello with all my video ideas. So good things to look for that can happen during the week. It could be a frequently asked question, something that clients or people are asking you all the time, or maybe when you network, people ask you all the time. Problems, like if there's something that you ran into for the week. Updates, anytime something is updated. My actual second live video that I did in this challenge was about the Facebook update, the last Facebook update. So those are great opportunities. So any changes in your industry, any changes with your product, any announcement whatsoever is a great thing, but start digging into that. Frequently asked questions are great. That's where I generally start with clients is what are the things that people ask you so often you get annoyed answering them? Those are great videos, those are great blog posts, those are great content in general, because if people keep asking you that, then that's information people are telling you that they don't know, the general public doesn't know. And it's very easy for us to take a look at things in our industry and think, well, that's a dumb question, because we live it and breathe it and are in it day in and day out. It's all we know. But the general public, someone that's not in our industry, those things are exciting to them. Those are what they want to know about because they're not in it every day. So don't think that there's anything that's like, oh, I don't know if anyone would want to know that. Just do the video of it and let the people decide. It could end up being like your best performing video, but you won't know unless you record it and put it out there. So once you have that whole list of, or you have an ongoing list, I just keep it going. I actually have one day a week. I do Tuesdays because it's a day that I have other meetings and stuff in the morning. So I know I'm going to be dressed, I'm going to have my makeup done, I'm going to have, pretty much like a fancier shirt on. I'm not going to be in my yoga pants and t-shirt. So, I'll be film ready, and I block out an hour, and I set up my tripod, I set up my phone, I get my list of topics that I want to do videos on, and I just bang them out one after another. The first time I did it, I think maybe I got 3 videos done in an hour, because what happens is you get in your own head and you stop it and you erase it and you do it over. But if you keep doing this again and again and again, one, you're not going to have as many mistakes. You're just going to go, because you're going to stop caring that I said or I did this or I messed up that word. It's not going to matter, because you're going to start getting in the groove of getting the content out and you'll figure out ways to get what you're trying to say out quicker, and you won't stumble as much. So it's the whole practice thing. So now I could pretty much bang out 8, 9, 10 videos in an hour, and so I have them all recorded, and then the only other thing I do that day is I'll upload them into my Google Drive. That's it. Then I'm done for that day. Then I have another day. The next day, what I'll actually do is I will go through each one of those, and I use rev.com to do my transcriptions for my video. So I will take out a little time and I will just submit to Rev all of those video transcriptions. It doesn't take like maybe 5 minutes, depending on how fast your internet speed is, to get that. So I'll send that out. So then I know, okay, Rev's working on the transcriptions, the videos are up in the drive, and then on another day, so you can see I'm kind of blocking a little bit of time each week to do different things. So generally on Friday is when I will do my editing. So the transcriptions, once they come in from Rev, I just put them in a file, and then on Friday I will go through and I will do all of my, because for the ones that I pre-record like this, I actually will do my branding on them. So that's where I have all my branding colors in my template, and I'll put the video in, I'll add the transcriptions to it and everything. The editing part is what takes a little bit more time. But I will put that all on there, and then I will actually, at that very time when the video is done, I will schedule it to my Facebook page, and then I have another file that I will move it, that I have videos that are ready to go on LinkedIn. So that's my whole process. So you can see it's just a chunk of time here, like an hour here. The longest time literally is the editing. The Rev takes maybe 5 minutes depending on the internet speed, and the videos generally I will burn through that whole list in less than an hour at this point, because you just get used to getting them done. And so the thing is, massive action can solve all kinds of problems. I love that quote. And so I just started doing, like, you literally just have to start do. So I've taken what used to be a huge stress in my life and in my business, because not having content, especially not having video content, is just dumb, especially from a social media standpoint. Okay, you have to have it. So I've taken that and I've streamlined it, and then in doing so, it's given me so much more confidence. See, this is what happens. There's so much more confidence in just doing video. Because if I had not been doing those videos and setting that time out and just doing them one after another to just get okay with the fact I'm probably going to mess up a word, or I'm probably going to do this and do that, and it's fine, I'm not going to edit it out, because the editing takes too much time. Like, it's not worth the time that it takes to have it perfect. I'm a human. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm going to trip up on my words. I'm going to say the wrong thing. I'm going to have a hard time communicating sometimes. That's fine. We all do. I'm not some robot. I'm not a news anchor. I'm just someone that's trying to help put content and information out that can help other people that are in the same situation. And that's all it is. So I'm just going to be real. But if I hadn't been doing those videos since February now, for me to get on here and do these live videos like this challenge right now, I don't think I could have done it, because I don't have a system. I wouldn't have been comfortable. I wouldn't have been, I have videos that I just did. I took I have a smooth thing, like a stabilizer, and went downtown Gilbert was, and I was like on the sidewalk recording myself. Like, that's where I'm at now. I don't care if people look at me, it doesn't matter. I need to get my content out for the week. Like, that's where my head is. But I never would have made it here if I hadn't gone through all that. So if you're looking at this going, Melanie, I don't know if I can do videos, you can do it. You just have to start. You just have to block out that time. Get your list of topics or things, even if it's only a couple, just make a commitment. And if you're watching this, I want you to make a commitment this week, and I want you to come up with at least 3 things that you can do a video on. I want you to write them down, and 1 week from today, I want you to record those 3 videos, okay? Just record them, get them up in the saved, and get them scheduled out on your page. So if you're watching this right now, that is your challenge, because I'm telling you, the more you do it, the easier it's going to be. And, it just keeps getting easier. So get your excuses, your little rocks that you have in your way, and move them out of your way so you can get to where you want to go. Because the only way you're going to get there is removing those excuses and moving forward and just doing.